Hi, everyone. For those of you I haven't had the chance to meet, my name is Sarah. I am one of Grandma Gallop's 5 children, and I'm standing up here today speaking not just for myself, but for my sister Samantha and our 3 cousins, Devin, Shaylin, and Jordan. Oh man, thought I would get through the first part. There's a very specific and quiet heartbreak that comes with Alzheimer's because it asks a family to do an impossible thing, and that is you have to learn how to mourn someone you love twice. The first is you have to learn how to grieve the person who is still there breathing right in front of you, and then you have to find strength to do it all over again when the heavy finality of a day like today arrives. Because she could no longer hold on to her own story, it's become our privilege to hold it for her. So today is not about the shadow of her final years, but today is about stepping into the light that she left behind. Growing up, Grandma and Grandpa's house was always our favorite place in the world. It was defined by how it smelled, the warmth in the rooms, and the loud, echoing laughter of our family Christmases. But mostly it was defined by Grandma. Her love for all of us was unwavering and unconditional, and she made sure we felt it. For her love wasn't just a word that she said. It was something that she baked, stitched, and built into each and every one of us. In her kitchen, Grandma didn't make just breakfast. She constructed 7-tier stacks of pancakes for Samantha and me, cementing them together with heavy layers of chocolate frosting. If you were Devin, asking for the most unhinged culinary combination a toddler's brain could invent, like saltine crackers and milk or a ketchup sandwich, and yes, that is exactly how it sounds, she never told him no. She just laughed, humored him, and made it with a smile. Her kitchen wasn't just a place where rules went out the window, but it was also a place where Jordan found greatest comfort. When he was sick, she was right beside him, always with a warm bowl of soup, and her undefeated, universal cure-all for absolutely any ailment, a nice cold glass of Verner's. And if you were really lucky and the day was truly a special day, she would upgrade it to a Verner's float. Grandma had this incredible way of making our childhood feel entirely magical. She gave us the rarest gift an adult can give a child, and that is unhurried, fully present time. Shaylin remembers sitting with her for hours picking out fabric to sew tiny custom wardrobes for her Barbie dolls. And when Shay, who loved cheese more than anything in the world, decided she wanted to be a mouse for Halloween, Grandma didn't just go out and buy her mouse ears. She built her a giant wearable wedge of Swiss cheese and designed it so Shay was the little tiny mouse sitting inside. That's just who she was. To give us this kind of magic, Grandma possessed an impossible amount of patience. For Devin, that meant sitting together and reading "There's a Wocket in My Pocket" over and over again until the spine of the book practically fell apart. And for all of us, it meant surviving game time. We were a group of stubborn, hard-headed, sugar-fueled little kids with short attention spans where half of us probably couldn't even count past 20. Yet Grandma would sit at the kitchen table with us for hours on end, teaching us how to play cards, playing endless rounds of Sorry, and even watching us try and navigate the ruthless, cutthroat world of Monopoly. Grandma would endure the inevitable meltdown when one of us faced financial ruin by landing on Boardwalk or Park Place, and she did it with this steady, quiet grace. She gave us her time completely and wholeheartedly. But to know her as just a sweet, patient grandmother, you'd be missing half the story. Because underneath all her sweetness, Grandma had serious grit. And you would have to be tough to raise 3 boys, and even tougher to raise Mark, Tom, and Gary. This was a woman who, as Devin remembers, once locked our grandpa out of the house because his pants were full of bees. Even in her later years, as Alzheimer's started to take hold, that fiery spirit truly never left her. My sister Samantha helped take care of her towards the end, and she will be the first to tell you when Grandma wasn't getting her way, she wasn't afraid to ball up her fist and give you the what for. Even in the haze of disease, she was still right there. She was still that strong woman who never lost her fight. And today brings a profound yet very difficult sense of relief for our family. We watched her endure such a long and heartbreaking struggle and a journey that slowly masked her radiant spirit. Oh, need tissues. I can't see. But to know that her suffering has ended is such a true comfort. Grandma's mind is finally her own again. Grandma is finally free from the illness that trapped her for so long, and Grandma is finally restored to the woman we knew and loved, and the woman that shaped our lives. It's hard to sum up the woman who has given you her world, but looking at her family, we see her legacy everywhere. Her love is stitched into Shaylin's creativity. She lives on every time Jordan, Samantha, or I reach for cold Vernors, and she echoes loudly in Devin's living room where he now sits at his own piano, teaching his children the same exact Sunday school choruses that she had once taught him. Grandma, the long goodbye is finally over. You are whole again. Rest peacefully in the arms of Jesus, Grandpa, and Uncle Mark. We are so blessed to have called you our grandmother. We love you. Thank you.
Oh, I gotta go through after that. Boy, yeesh. Good day, everyone. First of all, thank you for all being here. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Tom, the middle son. Being the poor and neglected middle child of Mark, Tom, and Gary put me in a very specific position growing up. I occupied that sweet spot of being both the quiet observer of chaos and being the primary participant in it. It meant I was never the first to break a window and was rarely the last one to get caught. But mostly it meant I had a front row seat to the masterpiece that was my mother, Elaine. Mother was a Salvation Army bookkeeper by trade, which was lucky for us. Raising three of us in the era before smartphones required very specific kind of meticulous accounting. She constantly had to track who was at music rehearsals, who was at sporting events, and which one of us was currently bleeding for whatever reason. So in the obituary, it says she navigated our ER visits for stitches with grace and a sense of humor. Personally, I remember the efficiency. For example, one Sunday morning, we were all in our Sunday uniforms, polished black shoes, white dress shirts, and those lovely black clip-on ties. Naturally, I was provoking my old brother Mark, and a chase ensued. I managed to slice my left hand open on the metal corner of a pocket at the pool table in the basement. Mom didn't panic. She saw the bloody white shirt, grabbed her keys, and had the car running before the tears could even start running. I'm fairly certain Mom had a reserved parking spot at Royal Oak Beaumont ER. Mom loved her boy angels. Gary recently reminded me of a moment from our early teens. Mom was in a sewing phase, and it was also the height of Saturday night fever. Mom decided to make her sons leisure suits from scratch. Mark in brown, Tom in teal, and Gary in burgundy. To complete the look, we all had those big collared printed silk shirts. Not to mention the stylish platform shoes that went. We were smoking. Unfortunately for Gary, Mom also made the infamous Tickle Me t-shirt. Let's just say his schoolmates were less in love with it as Gary was. But Gary, you wore it well. But beneath the unconditional love boy mom exterior was a woman that was literally made of music. Whether she was playing the piano, singing in the songsters, working at music camp, Mom was the soundtrack to our lives. She and Dad gave us a childhood loaded with vacations, open roads, and camping trailers. Many summers were spent with my Uncle Ted, Aunt Nancy, Uncle Don, my Aunt Marilyn, and the 6 cousins, not to mention the woods and a few others that we frequented. Mom didn't just survive those trips, she thrived. She rarely, if ever, lost her composure, even if the rest of us were losing ours. My Uncle Don, Mom's brother, couldn't be here today due to health issues, but he requested I share this tribute for him. As a young boy, I remember foolishly wishing I had a brother instead of a sister. However, it was God's wisdom that intervened, giving me the best sister in the world. And when Sis married Doug, I gained a best brother as well. Through the years, our families have always been close. We traveled and vacationed together, and Marilyn and I were fortunate to share our retirement years in Florida with you. I love you, Sis. I'll see you soon. Donnie. Whenever the family was out walking about, Mom and Dad were always holding hands. They spent over 60 years side by side. In 2006, they decided to follow the warm sun to Florida for one last great adventure that lasted about 10 years. Dad was promoted to glory in 2017. As many of you know, the last 20 years were a different kind of journey for my mom. Alzheimer's is, at best, a long, slow goodbye. It took many things from her, but it never could take her rhythm. Even a couple of years ago, when words were hard to find for her, if you put her in front of a piano, her hands knew exactly where to go to play Jesus Loves Me. She just had music written in her DNA. Mark and Kim shared a story from a few years back. During my father's funeral, they were driving with Mom in a procession to the cemetery when Mom looked out the front window and asked, "Why are we going so slow?" Kim and Mark responded, "We're going to the cemetery, Mom." And her reply was, "Well, I know that, but why can't we get around this slow car in front of us?" Slow car being my dad's Hearst. I know in my heart today, Mom has finally caught up to Dad again, holding hands. She likely is already organizing the next big adventure. So thanks for the love, Mom, the music, the miles, and for never losing your sense of humor. You too now have been promoted to glory. And honestly, glory is lucky to have you. Love you, Mom.
In the quiet of this house, as I kneel before you now, I believe your promise to be faithful. what your perfect will demands, but I learn to trust you more in your presence, Lord, in your presence there is comfort. In your presence there is peace. When we seek to know your heart, we will find such blessed assurance in your holy presence, Lord. There can be such sweet reward when we wait upon the Lord. As we take the time, He gives His perfect wisdom to